Welcome back to Turtles Hot Rods. Tell me how freaking cool this is. I painted this. Let me show you how I did it. Well, even though it's wet outside and it's far too humid to paint anything that we want to look nice, I can still take this time and play around with a few different methods to make some faux patina. So this is a tailgate from a 69 C10 or one similar year, 67 to 72. I'm not really sure which. I think it was originally a GMC because it has the holes back here for the GMC plate and it's all rotting out right behind there. So this tailgate, we used the inside skin to repair our tailgate that we are actually using on the truck, and this one is just a spare, and so we're going to make a yard ornament out of it by turning it into a bench seat, with this being the back. So you're going to look at this, it's going to be pointing up and then have wood down here and be comfortable. So what I'm going to do is make some faux patina on this using the ideas in my head and given to me by people I've talked to. And I'm going to start by just sanding it down, getting it roughed up, getting a good profile on it. And we're going to spray it with some red oxide primer to lay a base. And then we'll come back with a couple of other colors and some techniques that are going to be fun. And hopefully, by the end of this little section here, we have some faux patina on this thing. It looks pretty realistic. Okay, so I have this really cool looking spray paint. It's called Hammered Copper Krylon, so you know it's high quality. Alright, well, you can see what we've got. I don't know what the heck kind of stuff this is made of, but lacquer thinner and paint thinner don't dissolve what was on that brush. That don't even affect it. So, I don't know what kind of paint this is. Seeing as how it didn't dissolve with lacquer thinner, though, I bet it's going to react with my base coat that I'm going to spray on it here in a few minutes. So I'm going to give it about 10 to 15 minutes to kind of dry because it is very thick. Look at that green. Boy, that is a pretty color. Why don't they paint cars these colors anymore? I don't understand. The 60s and the 70s had some of the prettiest colors that you could get. There's some nice colors. There's some nice colors today, like Dodge and everybody like that, but and Chevy has some pretty blues, but you know, that is really cool. I can't decide if it's green or if it's blue. You know, it's a fun little color. But anyway, we're gonna put it on the tailgate. Boy, it looks gray on video. It's definitely green. There we go. Looks more green in this lighting here. It's way more green in real life, I promise. And just so you know, it is 89% humidity. Oh boy, we've got a lot of reacting going on here. That is not good. Oh, that is bad. It's not reacting over here. It's reacting, that's weird, in the middle. Again, I don't care that it's doing this. And it may actually lead to a cool effect. Okay, next day, we got the green paint is on there and it's dry. It does. I believe the base coat is a little washed out because of the temperature and the humidity that we had going on yesterday whenever I painted this. We also had a lot of reactions going on. You see, if it'll focus, hold on, give it something to focus on. Hello, there we go. It looks like this almost across the entire top section of it. It's everywhere, that reaction junk. We're gonna get some 800 grit on the DA and we're gonna sand this thing, and I'm really hoping that this texture, this design, shows up and looks like cracked old paint. And we're gonna sand over this, and we've got some copper paint that's hidden under this green, and hopefully that'll look kind of like rust, and then the UPS brown under there will look like old primer or rusted metal where the paint is completely gone. So I'm gonna get the sander out and we're gonna find out what this thing looks like. This is really cool looking. We're trying some things out. You know, this whole ordeal here is just having fun, playing around, making something that looks cool, and trying to learn something while I'm doing it. So 800 grit takes it down at the correct rate. Now, I did go through the metal in a couple spots, but I really don't see that as a problem. And honestly, if I do that on the truck, I won't be that worried about it. However, on the truck, there's going to be Bondo and primer, gray primer underneath this paint. And you see I've gone through the single stage paint into the primer. So that makes me nervous. It really makes me nervous. I might need to go up away from 800. I'll know better whenever I'm doing up here where it's more flat, because I won't be replicating patina on areas that are this rough. And I'm thinking the reason it went to bare metal right there is because that's a hot spot. That's what I'm hoping, because that's the only spots I've done it. Next, I like the way that this copper spray paint looks until I get through to the brown, and then it looks weird. Oh, but look at this design that the reaction is creating. I absolutely love this. Absolutely love that. I don't know how I could do that on purpose on the actual truck, but I really, really want to. That looks so freaking cool. I don't know if it's stuck real good, but it looks cool. I don't think it's actually dry. I just dug my fingernail in it. So, I don't know if it's dry. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it looks really cool. that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a like, subscribe if you want to, and send this to a buddy. Come back to it. Watch it while you're doing your own patina paint job if you want. I hope my process can be imitated for others' benefit. I don't care if you use my tricks. Some people in the custom car world, custom paint world, they want to hold all their secrets close to their chest so that other people can't copy it and take away from their competition. But I don't do this for money for other people, so what do I care? You do it. Save yourself some money. I wouldn't copy it exactly, though. If I was you and I were copying this, what I would do differently is I would do a spray out with some red oxide primer and take it to your best paint guy in town and say, I need a color match single stage of this with hardener. And instead of using actual red oxide primer, which to my knowledge doesn't have a hardener, I would spray red oxide colored single stage with a hardener first. Give it a day, 2 days, fully cured, whole vehicle. Then spray your other colors, or layer them differently if you want to. Whenever I do the truck, I'm debating, I haven't decided, but I'm debating on doing the dark brown, the UPS brown, as my bottom layer, and then doing the red oxide on top of that. I've got a theory on why I want to do that, but I'm thinking about it. Make the patina look a little bit more realistic and brighter, maybe. But then again, this does look fine. So I don't really know. Anyway, that's the only thing that I would change, folks, because I can tell you right now, I can dig my fingernail into this paint really hard. It's been 4 or 5 days since I sprayed the clear, and it's been a week since I did all the other stuff, or about a week. It's not fully cured underneath. And I don't know if it will ever fully cure underneath. And on this particular piece, it does not matter, because it's going to become a chair that you sit on in the yard, you know, in the backyard. It's not going on display. I'm not selling it to anyone. It's not a problem. But if you're doing this on a truck, I would make sure, if you do use red oxide primer as your base color, absolutely make sure that you know it's cured before you spray single stage paint over top of it. Give it a full 24 hours or whatever. I didn't do that. I gave it like 45 minutes. I thought it was dry. I could touch it. I thought, okay, it's dry. You know, it'll continue curing, but nah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. We're going to be painting on the truck.